Okay, so we're in Wan Chai of Hong Kong. We're gonna be walking towards the Macau ferry or Wan Chai ferry over that way. So we'll just see what it looks like today. I haven't been here in a few years, so it'll be kind of interesting. You can see the mountains coming down from Hong Kong Island over here. All right, let's go check it all out. Okay, so hope you enjoy another one of Hong Kong 2022, filming the streets in Hong Kong. All right, so like, subscribe, leave some comments below.
Chiquinha, chiquinha, toma cuidado da movidinha, chiquinha.
There's a lot of construction in Hong Kong. Right now, that's one thing I noticed with both Macau and Hong Kong. There's tons of construction, so you know, after COVID, they're changing the look of the city. So when people come back, you know, whenever they're allowed, there's Hong Kong and Macau both have no foreigners allowed for the longest time. Hong Kong just recently changed, but Macau is still no foreigners. They won't even allow foreigners to have jobs, businesses, apartments, family. If they're a foreigner, they're not allowed to come back unless they're a Macau resident, which is a small percentage, of course. But if you're on a work visa, you can't come home to Macau. But anyways, that's one thing I noticed is like both cities, there's going to be so much changes when those people are allowed to come back home. I think Hong Kong, they can come back home now. Actually, my friend was saying that in Hong Kong, he doesn't have a permanent residency, but he said that he could always come back because he has a job here. He lives here and works here. So Hong Kong allows their foreigners to come back throughout COVID. So that's been a nice thing because it wasn't allowed. Actually, this is to the train. That one's to the ferry over there. Let's see if it's even open. Might not be. So I do think that that's a big difference. But for foreigners who didn't have a job in Hong Kong, they can't come in for most of those 2.5 years. It's loud here. Just for the coffee in 7-Eleven. We're gonna see if we can catch the Wan Chai ferry. I don't know if we can or not. It looks like we might be able to, because trying to keep my voice down because jackhammers are so loud. And it's actually required to wear a mask here too. It's a 5,000 Hong Kong dollar fine if you're not wearing a mask in public, in the air, outside, as well as inside. So the voice is a little bit muffled. So we're gonna be heading down that way. We'll see if we can get to the ferry terminal or not. Still looks like a lot of construction. I haven't been able to come in for 2.5 years because of all the COVID restrictions in this area, particularly against foreigners. But actually, I have Macau residency, so I have some rights to come in where other people do not. But for quite a while, it was banned entirely for foreigners to go into either city. And then they kind of loosened it a little bit, where I could have went into Hong Kong and done a 2-week quarantine and then come back and did another 2-week quarantine. I know some foreigners who are residents of both countries, Macau and Hong Kong, and they had to do that. Look at that construction. I swear all that construction was still there 2.5 years ago though. And they're still working on it as if it's still looks the same. A little bit confusing. Anyways, we're gonna be walking towards that ferry terminal. See what's going on here. Looks like they're gonna take the elevator. I don't want to get an elevator with that many people. Yeah, it's actually interesting. There's a lot of tourists here too. Okay. So we're gonna be heading over that way. Yeah, last time I was here too, it looks kind of similar. Like I can hear and see the construction, but for all these people working, it still looks exactly the same. Like there was all these orange and white barriers. So that hasn't changed at all. I wonder if it just totally stopped for 2.5 years. Macau, it's been kind of raging on with construction. Seems like there's more construction than ever in Macau. For people that are curious, I'm an expat that lives in Macau, so that's why I'm comparing the two quite a bit. So we're gonna go all the way to the Macau ferry terminal. Sorry, this particular video isn't as visually attractive as other ones, but I'm trying to make up with it with some reflections and some information. Okay, so that's all the Wan Chai skyline right there. Causeway Bay down that way. Okay, well this is different. It's a purple one. Let's see what this is. Public transportation is closed. Yeah, Wan Chai Market. Okay, so it looks like they're going to create a Wan Chai Market in this area. And maybe some... Well, this is kind of interesting too. Dang, I almost walked right by that. Photogenic as well. Okay. Let's walk in a little bit. So this is kind of your Instagram photo stuff. Huh, I like that one. Well, we're going to be taking that one, and I think what I'm going to do is I might just film this Instagrammable one, and then this would be a separate one, but later I'm going to be doing the Wan Chai Ferry, so I guess this is basically kind of a walk. So you got this nice big walking pavilion now. It goes all the way down there too. We're gonna be taking this a little bit later, and this one will go over to there, and we'll walk around and explore. Okay, so hope you enjoyed another one of Hong Kong 2022, filming the streets in Hong Kong. All right, so like, subscribe, leave some comments below.
Chiquinha.